When I married Lisa 8 years ago, I truly believed I'd found the most genuine and loving woman alive. She was gentle, kind, and rarely ever raised her voice. Our life together was simple, but filled with quiet happiness. It wasn't until recently that things began to shift, subtle changes at first, the kind you tell yourself not to worry about. She started getting home late, always with vague explanations about extra shifts or helping a friend in need. I wanted to believe her, so I did. But deep down, something felt off. One night, as we were getting ready for bed, I spotted a small tube on her bedside table, something I'd never seen before. The label read Skin Renewal Gel. When I asked about it, she gave a nervous little smile and said she'd just bought it online. That slight quiver in her voice stuck with me. Lisa wasn't the type to get uneasy over something so minor. I let it go, but unease began to creep in. Over the next few days, I noticed she guarded that tube like it was something precious. If I walked into the room, she'd quickly tuck it away. Late at night, I'd sometimes hear her tiptoe to the bathroom and stay there for ages. When I asked what she was doing, she said she was applying her skin treatment. It sounded innocent enough, until one weekend, while she was at work, I looked through the bathroom cabinet. The gel wasn't there. Neither were a few of her smaller toiletry items. It was as if she'd been taking her personal things out of the house each day. My curiosity got the better of me. To ease my mind, I decided to install a small security camera in our living room. For the next week, I acted as if nothing had changed. I laughed with her, kissed her goodnight, kept every habit the same. She had no clue. But every night, when she claimed she was going to use her gel, she'd disappear for nearly an hour. Something told me the truth wasn't far off. 3 nights later, I finally checked the footage. My hands shook as I opened the file. At first, the video showed her walking into the living room with her purse. She sat down, took out her phone, and began typing quickly. Moments later, there was a soft, deliberate knock at the back door. My heart started pounding. She opened the door, and a man stepped inside. I recognized him instantly, Alex, a coworker she had mentioned a few times. He looked uneasy, then pulled her into a hug. My stomach dropped. They sat together, whispering, sharing quiet laughs. After a few minutes, Lisa reached into her purse and took out the same small tube, that skin gel. But she didn't use it. She handed it to him. They both looked at it and laughed, as if it was an inside joke. He said something that made her blush, and she leaned closer, whispering in his ear. They didn't touch further, but the closeness between them said everything. The truth hit me harder than any physical pain could. The gel was just a cover, an excuse for their secret meetings. I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them together, laughing behind my back. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I copied the footage to my phone and waited. The next morning, I behaved as though nothing had happened. I made her coffee, kissed her cheek, and watched her leave for work. Pretending was agony, playing the part of the trusting husband she thought she could fool. That evening, when she came home, I asked her to sit down. Calmly, I told her I had installed a camera because some cash and small items had gone missing. Her face drained of color. Before I could even mention the video, she started trembling. You set up a camera?" she stammered. I nodded, then showed her the recording. She didn't even try to deny it. Tears streamed down her face as she repeated that it wasn't what it looked like. But what else could it be? Eventually, she admitted she'd been meeting Alex for months. They hadn't gone too far, she said, but they had grown emotionally close, something she couldn't explain. The gel had been a lie, just a reason to sneak out and see him. I sat there in silence, overwhelmed by anger and disappointment. It wasn't only love she had betrayed, it was trust. A small lie had grown into something much larger. She begged me to forgive her, saying she never meant for it to happen, but I couldn't find the strength to believe her anymore. In the days that followed, the house felt hollow. She moved in with her sister, and I spent my nights staring at the spot where she used to sit. I didn't feel hatred, just a deep exhaustion. Sometimes betrayal doesn't shout. It whispers, hidden inside harmless lies until it breaks everything apart. A few weeks later, she sent me a letter. She said she was sorry and wished she could undo everything. I never replied. The damage was done. The truth had surfaced, not through confrontation or suspicion, but through a quiet camera and a lie about skin gel. Now, when people ask why I struggle to trust, I simply smile and say, because sometimes even the smallest lie reveals the biggest truth. It's a lesson I never wanted, but one I'll never forget.